allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
And a bit of controversy, guys. Last season, Doc Rivers had the Lakers championship banners covered up for Clipper home games.
I thought it was a smart decision, Kevin. I mean, you got to make it your home gym, and all they did was hang up banners of their own players. A smart move by Doc, and you know, the Clippers will forever be in the Lakers' shadow in LA, regardless of the results of the games.
Paul dishes to Redick. He feeds it to Griffin. Fades back. Good. Griffin's got 10 points in the quarter.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Curry's shot is off. Clippers trail by 21. Paul with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Here's Griffin, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now. You know, it's interesting to look at the relationship between Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. Blake, the unquestioned top dog until CP3 arrived 3 seasons ago, and Paul, of course, such a vocal leader. I think it's taken them some time to find the balance in that dynamic.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Paul goes in, and it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Warriors leading by 20.
And Griffin, you know, not quite as outspoken, doesn't get into teammates like Chris Paul does, but he is becoming more of a vocal leader, and that's a process, guys. It doesn't happen right away. He may focus more on encouragement rather than giving marching orders like CP3, but he is embracing that leadership role, which is a good sign.
Curry outside. The long-distance three's barrel. Curry's got 26 points.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Los Angeles has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And Doc Rivers said coming in, one of his goals was to help Griffin really solidify his standing as one of the league superstars along with CP3, with the emphasis certainly on defense.
Well, and I think Doc has accomplished that, and Griffin has accomplished that. He's gotten much better in terms of his offensive weapons, his defensive awareness, just his command of a double team when he sees that. And Griffin has become a true superstar, no doubt about it.
And here's Griffin after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. Paul passes to Redick. Back to Paul. Curry brings the double, and Redick kicks to Paul. Shot clock at 6. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, Chris Paul breaking Magic Johnson's record last season with 13 double-doubles to start the season. That's points and assists we're talking about. You know, anytime you're mentioned in the same breath as a Hall of Famer, that's a pretty good thing.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for the Clippers. And Chris Paul finishing last season as the NBA's leader in assists per game. His 3rd time achieving that mark.
Yeah, and he's been in the top 5 in that category pretty much since he came into the league. You won't find any better than Chris Paul as a point guard.
Spates checked in for the Warriors. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Now, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And he wasn't really a flashy passer like a lot of the great playmakers you think of, but just always in control. Kind of an old school game, but one that was tremendously successful over the course of his almost 2 decades with the Utah Jazz. You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so. My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business, for sure. You're right. Such
an imposing finisher around the rim. Intimidating to the defense, really. That's flat out embarrassing. Well, the fact that Austin Rivers improved substantially in his 2nd season and still has a long way to go tells you how rough his rookie season was. Still a volume scorer, but he's showing signs of being an NBA player, and that's more than you could say 2 seasons ago.
And Austin Rivers, the son of Clippers head coach Doc Rivers, taken 10th back in 2012. His pedigree certainly played a part in that.
Yeah, it certainly did, no doubt about it. That cuts both ways when you've got a famous last name, but Rivers not the explosive athlete that his father was. He is a creative ball handler. He's got to continue to develop his shot and understanding how to be effective at this level, and I think you've still got to give him some time to see if that can happen.
He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
And here's Los Angeles. They're on an 11-2 run. Paul dishes to Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And it's now 23 points for Blake Griffin. Warriors leading by 15. It's Thompson off the drive. Got that bucket in no time at all.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
He lobs it up, and Griffin slams it in.
Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
Clippers trail by 18. Rivers kicks to Davis.
The Warriors, one of the top defensive teams in the league the last couple of seasons, and the improvement coincided with a change in defensive strategy. They're sending pick and rolls down towards the sideline. They've got bigs. Andrew Bogut can really protect the rim. So they're doing what coaches call shrinking the floor, and it's been very effective for them.
And downing a pick and roll. Basically, a guard gives the ball handler a lane towards the basket, but prevents them from using the screen.
I like your basketball knowledge and
listening.
acumen.
See, I've been listening to you.
That's exactly right. The big man sits back around the free throw line to deny penetration. It's a strategy that basically concedes the deep two, another indication of where analytics coming into play in terms of strategy.
Los Angeles with another miss. Warriors leading by 19. It's Thompson off the drive, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Fade away. That's short off the rim.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
Here's Green. Again, Golden State.
They are trying to pull away here, continuing to add to this lead.
Well, Steve, no time is a good time to let up in my mind. I mean, you got to continue to just play the game no matter what the score is. No mercy being shown out there, and they're looking to pull away. I like that.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. With floor spacing, Steve, more important than ever in today's NBA, some have questioned the pairing of Griffin and Jordan in the Clipper frontcourt.
Well, I think it's worked out just fine. I think they could add a stretch 4 behind those 2 guys and maybe mix him in during the rotations. But all in all, Griffin and Jordan have played awfully well together at both ends of the floor.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for Blake Griffin.
And for the Clippers, their most potent offensive weapon is Chris Paul coming off the pick and roll and attacking with great ball handling skills and vision. You want to create space for that, but defense more often than not will look to bring help from the front court, and that's when things really open up for Paul in terms of his options.
It's astonishing to see a player, Clark, at his position who can get to the rim like that.
Yeah, he goes very vertical on you, Kevin.
And once he's up there, you know he's going to throw it down hard.
Curry's shot is good.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter, and just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
LA's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Paul. Kicks to Rivers. Now the pass to Barnes. Hawes, the pass to Davis.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. And that one falls for Davis. He hits both from the stripe. Here's Green. 6 points for him. Curry attacking. It'll count. And he hits the buzzer beater.
Oh, what a 3 at the horn. They end the quarter on a high note. What a big shot.
I'll say that'll put a little bounce in their step coming back out of this break.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Warriors ahead, running away with it. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Doc, what haven't you liked about the defense?
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. Draymond Green is out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Curry in at the point guard. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Now here's Griffin. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Remains Golden State ball. 13 seconds on the shot clock. 13.
And here comes Curry. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, the Clippers' backcourt of Chris Paul and J.J. Redick, a great combo. But the two were bitter rivals playing in the ACC, even exchanging blows back in 2004. Redick said, "I knew he didn't like me, and I didn't like him either." Paul said it was their competitive natures that led them to clash. But guys, as teammates, they become good friends.
Yeah, sometimes the players you hate to face make the best teammates. Thanks, Doris. Paul with the buckets.
And he gets a 3 of his own. Good answer there.
Yeah, and he's not scared to trade shots like that.
Here's Iguodala. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And now 24 points for Andre Iguodala. And for the Clippers, their shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Paul kicks to Redick. The drive by Paul puts up the runner and hits. Paul's got 5 points in the quarter.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, you know, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
Iguodala, that's good.
That would be 4 in a row for him now as they have come racing out of the gate to start this second half.
Steph Curry known for his great shooting, and rightly so, but a well-rounded player. In fact, he tied for second in the NBA last season with 3 triple-doubles.
Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Jordan dishes to Paul. Lets it go from 14. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Redick up top. He's covered by Thompson. And Redick kicks to Barnes. 2 on the clock. That one wide left.
And Steph Curry's first triple-double, how about this? It happened early last season, and it only took him 3 quarters of play. And what was an early statement game for the Warriors against the hapless Sixers, Steph showed them who was in charge that night.
Here's Barnes after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And Steph Curry, Steve, one of the best rebounding point guards in the NBA throughout his young career.
Yeah, not the strongest or the most explosive athlete, but incredible coordination and anticipation. And so his feel for the game allows him to figure out where to be before everybody else on the floor.
The free throw drops for Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala got off to a hot start last season. He shot 45% from long range through the first 2 months of the season. But after a hamstring injury, his percentages and his aggressiveness all seem to tail off.
On offense, here are the Warriors. They're on a 16-7 run. He rifled that one in from distance. 37 points for Steph Curry.
Boy, this is the kind of shooting performance coaches dream of. It makes their job so much easier. An excellent start to this third quarter.
Paul is doubled, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
The Warriors have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the field here in the third, coming out of the break very hot. And Steve, for Iguodala, the perfect example of a player who doesn't have to score to help his team win. He does so many other things.